Now again think what going to be changed if our tension is increasing. So basically factor of safety comes in picture. In the worst case, our contact wire should not break. So every material is having its own property. So tensile strength we know, contact wire area we know. We can calculate breaking load. Okay, breaking load we have calculated, and then we have tested what will be the uh, factor of safety. Factor of safety means breaking load divided by adopted tension, and then we have to check everything for the worst condition. So what is the worst condition? When the contact wire gets condemned. So condemn say 8.25. What this is the existing condemnation size. So if we calculate the area, how do we calculate? Like this is the contact wire, though it's not circle. If we remove this area, then the condemn area will be known. So we have calculated that condemn area, and then again breaking load of the condemn wire we have taken, and what we see that with 1200 tension we get 2.25 factor of safety, but defined factor of safety is 2.3. So to for this safety feature we need that our condemn size should be increased to 8.42. So now we are slowly developing what going to be changed with the modified OHE. So 8.42 will be the condemned diameter. And for again proper current collection, we cannot increase or decrease the height of OHE. So which is known technically as gradient of the OHE, and relative means between two span, and it was earlier 3, and now it has been gradient has been modified to 2 millimeter per meter, and relative gradient as 1 mm per meter. This portion, as you all know, is known as pre-sag, and again pre-sag is provided for the proper current collection. So it is now modified to 0.8 mm per meter, and this span length means distance between the two masts. This is also modified to 67.5, and it has already been modified for the existing OHE also in view of the revision in the IS 875. So there will be a problem while implementing. What is that? Okay, we'll discuss in the next slide. Okay, when we have changed this pre-sag, we need to change our dropper schedule also. So RDSO has already given the dropper schedule for various encumbrance. Now coming to our I am seeing in the chat box one question has come that, sir, traveling wave will propagate to both directions or only one direction. As I told that it's got a reflection coefficient, like it will be reflected as well. And no more questions. So if you've got any doubt, please write on the chat. This is a very good feature, and we can utilize it. I'll be seeing frequently to this. This is our schematic diagram of overhead equipment. So to increase tension to 2400, like 1200 on contact, 1200 on catenary, to put together 2400, we need to change this ATD system, means weight of the ATD system. And when we change weight of the ATD system, we have to look for its mechanical strength as well, and therefore drawing for that ATD has changed wherever necessary. And as I told in the beginning, that if you have got the link after registration to download the PPTs, all those things have already been shared. So first thing we have understood. Second, we know that preseg has been modified, dropper schedule has been modified, and then another mechanical thing we have to think of, like when we are pulling it with a higher tension, say 2400, then whether our fixed structure, that is mast, foundation, are they suitable? And what is the meaning of suitable? Let us understand first. What is happening, that we are having a mast, it is embedded on the foundation, sorry, with the mouse I am drawing as well as, okay. So one is the foundation, another is the mast, and there is a cantilever. I will just show the force. So there is a force, and because of that there is a bending moment and also vertical load. And just have a look to the direction. So many forces are coming to the foundation. P1, I'm marking on the place where maximum force will come, P2, and then here P3, basically foundation will be forcing from top to bottom, and equal force from the soil also requires. So soil bearing capacity should be matched, and we see that if these P1, P2, P3 forces are within the soil bearing capacity, our foundation is okay. And there is one more test for the foundation. If we divide this foundation in 3 equal portion, and the resultant if passes through the middle third, our foundation is supposed to be okay. For the mast, just a moment. We have already studied in the engineering that if a cantilever is loaded with a force P, then there will be some bend. Only thing is that we have to think it vertically. It will become mast, and these forces are there because of the cantilever, because of the dead weight, because of the wind, and so many. And fundamentally what we need to check, the deflection at the top of the mast should be not more than 8 centimeter. And bending moment capacity of various mast is known to us, like BFB is having 4011 kg meter, RSJ is 6674 kg meter, B 150 5053, B 200 9140, B 250 14008. So we know the bending moment, and with that we can calculate whether mast is suitable or not. But how that division or field will come to know? So for that I'll just show. RDSO has already circulated one Excel sheet. Please write on the chat box if you are able to see that Excel sheet on your screen. It's just getting open. Just wait for a moment. So in that Excel sheet, the field unit just need to put the data from their SAT drawings, and if it is okay, the Excel sheet will calculate everything uh, for us and will give the answer. So I believe now Excel sheet is now visible. Yeah, please write 1 or 2 yes, otherwise our chat box will be cluttered, because 750 now official from various Zonal Railway and EVN, they have joined. So span, radius of curvature, versine, tension, diameter. So n number of parameters are there. If it is given some values, it will calculate. So we know that our foundation, our mast, they are suitable. It has to be checked. And if not, then what? So we need to erect separate mast. उसकी क्या फिलॉसफी है हम लोग आगे अभी देखेंगे. So next, having understood some basic aspects of mechanical design, now come to the electrical aspects. So let me choose one ink, say green, because green is not there. So this is our contact wire. What is the diameter of contact wire? It's 107 square mm. Fundamentally, we know that 1 square mm of copper takes current of 4 ampere. What is our catenary? It's 65. So catenary is cadmium copper. So we can make it a copper equivalent, and little bit diameter will reduce. And if we add our catenary and contact, so it's approx 150, obviously more than 150 because factor of safety. And 150 means 150 multiplied by 4, 600 ampere. So our capacity of overhead equipment is 600 एम्पियर. सरल शब्दों में बताऊं तो हमारी जो OHE है, कॉन्टैक्ट वायर और कैटेनरी है, ये 600 एम्पियर से ज़्यादा करंट नहीं ले सकती. यदि लेगी तो लोकल हीटिंग होगी पेंटोग्राफ जहाँ से करंट ड्रॉ कर रहा है, और लाइकलीहुड ऑफ ब्रेकेज ऑफ कॉन्टैक्ट वायर. लेकिन अब ये तो हमारी टेक्निकल रिक्वायरमेंट की बात हो गई. बट अभी आगे देखें कि हमारी रिक्वायरमेंट क्या है. तो वंदे भारत ट्रेन है. इट टेक्स 480 ट्रेन्स एट स्टार्टिंग. ऑल्दो while running the current reduces, लेकिन एक ही ट्रेन हमारी 450 एम्पियर करंट ले रही है ओवरहेड इक्विपमेंट से. और जो हम कहते हैं कैपेसिटी 600 एम्पियर, बेसिकली पुट टुगेदर कैटेनरी एंड कॉन्टैक्ट, इट इज 600. एंड इंडिविजुअली देखें, कॉन्टैक्ट वायर इज डिजाइन ओनली फॉर 400 एम्पियर बिकॉज 107 स्क्वायर mm उसकी कॉन्टैक्ट वायर का डायमीटर है. तो हाउ टू बैलेंस द करंट? वी आर प्रोवाइडेड C jumper. Number 6 you are able to see. We are provided C jumper. तो C jumper से क्या होता है? Wherever required current, with that portion it comes. And our OHE is also having some overload capacity for some duration, so no problem. But जो नॉर्मल ट्रेन है हमारी, दे आर टेकिंग 150 मैक्सिमम. वन लोकोमोटिव जो हमारा है वो 150 एम्पियर लेगा या 200 लेगा. जो नया डिज़ाइन है कन्वेंशनल लोको 150 एम्पियर. एंड एक ट्रेन जो हमारी चलती है पैसेंजर, वो 80, 100 ये अभी तक चला करती थी. बट नाउ सिचुएशन हैज़ चेंज्ड एंड वी आल्सो नीड टू चेंज टेक्निकली. कि सिचुएशन क्या चेंज हो गई है? करंट रिक्वायरमेंट बहुत ज़्यादा हो गई है. एंड our present TRD cannot take care of this requirement. तो उसका क्या आंसर है? उसका एक आंसर तो बहुत सिंपल है कि वी शुड चेंज अवर कॉन्टैक्ट एंड कैटेनरी एंड कॉन्टैक्ट वायर 150 स्क्वायर mm का ले लें और आगे ले लें. बट वी हैव टू सी द प्रैक्टिकल एस्पेक्ट एज वेल. इफ वी गो बियॉन्ड 120 स्क्वायर mm, द स्ट्रिंगिंग जो कंस्ट्रक्शन में हमारे फ्रेंड्स हैं, दे विल बी एबल टू टेल बेटर कि उसकी वेट की वजह से स्ट्रिंगिंग कितना कठिन होता है एंड किलिंग्स भी आ सकते हैं. देन even if we go for that, but for that we need to stop our present train movement and do all the modifications. This is not possible and not viable as well, economically not viable. So there is another way which has been beautifully thought by RDSO and Railway Board. And what we have done, we have carried out one feeder wire along with our OHE. हम क्या करेंगे, एक फीडर वायर अपने OHE के साथ में ले करेंगे, रन करेंगे. और जो फीडर वायर होगा उसका क्या कॉन्फ़िगरेशन होगा, कितना स्क्वायर mm का होगा, हम देखेंगे आगे जब स्पॉट कनेक्शन देखेंगे. तो जो रिटर्न करंट होगी हमारी, डेट विल बी हाफ ऑफ अवर लोको रिक्वायरमेंट. तो फीडर वायर जरूरी नहीं है 600 एम्पियर का डिज़ाइन करें, उसकी कैपेसिटी हमारी कम हो सकती है. सो व्हाट वी हैव चूजन 234 स्क्वायर mm का फीडर वायर हमने चूज किया है. और यदि कॉन्टैक्ट वायर ईस्ट कोस्ट रेलवे में ऑलरेडी 150 स्क्वायर mm का है, वहाँ पर 288 स्क्वायर mm का, यदि द डायमीटर ऑफ कॉन्टैक्ट वायर इज मोर, द फीडर वायर शैल बी 288 स्क्वायर mm. तो फीडर वायर क्या करेगा, फीडर वायर विल रन अलॉन्ग विथ OHE, और OHE के साथ जो करंट है दैट कैपेसिटी विल इंक्रीज. ये भी करंट फ्लो करेगा साथ में, इसमें भी करंट फ्लो हो सकता है. बट अगेन प्रॉब्लम, हमारी जो कॉन्टैक्ट वायर है वो तो 100 स्क्वायर mm का है, 107 स्क्वायर mm का है, राउंड फिगर 100 स्क्वायर mm का है, और मल्टीप्लाइड बाई 400 एम्पियर इसकी कैपेसिटी है. और यदि आप एग्जिस्टिंग सिस्टम में यदि आप इससे मोर देन 400 कंटिन्यूस ड्रॉ करते हैं, इट विल नॉट सपोर्ट, इट विल सिंपल because of the local heating, and it will break. So what we need to do is that we have to provide current path in each more current path. So more current path जैसे क्या करेंगे, C jumper अभी तक लगे थे, what was the distance, 350 meters. So we need C jumpers in each span, पास में लगे होने चाहिए, जिससे कि wherever required current it will come. और क्या कर सकते हैं, we have a good design of DFCCIL metros where they are using current carrying jumpers. So I'll just show you the present dropper schedule. This is the dropper, and it is in loop, and because of this loop क्यों है, वही flexibility, elasticity, whatever we have discussed earlier. तो ये loop है, and because of that it is not designed for carrying any current. और यदि ये करंट कैरी करता है, क्यों करेगा, सी जंपर मिसिंग है तो ऑफकोर्स ये करंट कैरी करेगा, और करंट कैरिंग करेगा तो इट विल ब्रेक फ्रॉम इट्स लूप. जहाँ मैंने ग्रीन इंक लगाया है अभी, वहाँ से ब्रेक कर जाएगा. सो व्हाट इज द सॉल्यूशन, लेट अस मेक ए करंट कैरिंग ड्रॉपर. सो दिस इज द डिजाइन ऑफ RDSO ऑफ करंट कैरिंग ड्रॉपर, एंड द बॉटम वन इज द एक्चुअल फिगर, एंड दिस आई हैव कलेक्टेड फ्रॉम DMRC. मेट्रो के हैं ये, नॉट एग्जैक्टली DMRC, बट मेट्रो में ये यूज होता है. सो व्हाट वी आर डिस्कसिंग इज दैट करंट का जो डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन है, हम फ्रॉम द बेसिक प्रिंसिपल वी नो दैट यदि पैरेलल में हम कोई भी बैटरी लगा दें तो क्या होता है कि इट गिव्स increase in current capacity. So what we have done, C jumper, what earlier were 350 meters, we have provided in every span. जो G jumper is 105 square mm, उसको भी चेंज करके हम लोग 160 पे बदलेंगे, because more current need to be transfer from one OHE to another OHE in overlaps. So another portion is G jumper. So this I have clubbed all the changes of OHE in a single slide. Once I was traveling in a train, and two persons sitting in front of me were laughing. और जो उनका हंसने का तरीका था वो बड़ा डिफरेंट था. वन विल टेल वन नंबर एंड अनदर विल लाफ. मतलब एक आदमी एक नंबर बोलता था 12 और दूसरा हंसने लगता था, एक कहता था 5 और दूसरा हंसने लगता था. आई गॉट कन्फ्यूज्ड. आई जस्ट आस्क्ड देम, भाई व्हाट यू आर डूइंग, व्हाट नॉनसेंस इज गोइंग ऑन. उसने बोला साहब ऐसा है, व्हाट्सएप में बहुत सारे जोक्स आ गए हैं, हमने सबको क्या किया, नंबरिंग कर ली है, और बस अब नंबर बोलते हैं 66, हमको समझ में आ जाता है, वही रिपीटेड होते हैं और हम लोग हंसने लगते हैं। सर जोक्स अपार्ट, this the photograph of this slide can be taken and may be circulated with all concerned who are changing existing system to 2025 kV, एंड इसको थोड़ा सा ध्यान रखना कि ये सारे हमारे चेंजेस होने वाले हैं। सो आई हैव नंबर्ड इट 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 फॉर द कन्वीनियंस। This is the drawing of RDSO, what we are going to get. This is our contact wire. This is AEC, aerial earth conductor. This is feeder wire, and one more thing, buried earth conductor, BEC. One question has come up on chat box. Are there any impact on bearings of ATTs due to increase in tension? Yes, of course. Our 6305 bearing, SKF and other companies, they are mostly designed for 1200 kg. So we are operating at maximum tension, and if we go beyond 1200, then we need to change to higher strength of bearing, or we need to change to 5 pulley ATD system. And in 5 pulley ATD system, earlier it used to be double bearing, so load gets halved. So that is the design issues, and I believe that RDSO has taken everything in their mind while designing all the system. And one more question has come up. Is our existing foundation suitable for the feeder wire run throughout in addition to the existing conventional OHE? Yes, this is what we have discussed earlier in our Excel sheet. What RDSO has already circulated, we have to check whether it is suitable or not. If suitable, good enough. If not suitable, then you have to make suitable arrangement for the feeder wire. And what is the suitable arrangement has also been told by RDSO, which all document I have already shared and telling since beginning. And I had requested that everybody should read before coming to the today's presentation. But anyway, I'll again explain. So how we are going ahead if our existing mast fails. So what we are going to do, we are cast a foundation and a mast suitable for the local wind capacity, wind pressure. Second, suitable for contact, suitable for catenary, suitable for aerial earth conductor, suitable for feeder, all 5 things. So it will be a sturdy mast now. Why we are not planning only for the feeder? Because in many part of our countries, OHE has already lived for 40 years, 50 years, and maybe as per schedule we need, because of the fatigue or whatso may be the reason, we may need to change our fixed installations. So at that time, this feeder mast we are already having, so we can just shift our OHE on that. But again, there is a problem. What is our problem? The existing OHE span is 72 meter, and fundamentally we know that this span is a multiple of 9 or in 4.5 meter. So what we are going to do, we are going to change our OHE to new feeder mast. New feeder mast means 4.5. So what is happening now, one side we say that our distance between the two masts should be 67.5. Another side, when we go practically, what we see, one side we have to cast the mast. Here also there is a mast, So this is also 72 meter. So one side, when you go 4.5 meter one side, one will become 67.5, excellent, but another will become 72 plus 4.5 means 76.5. So all our discussions which we had technically, ki elasticity and push up, everything goes, and we have to see practically if current collection is okay, otherwise we need to put a suitable speed restriction on that sections. So having discussed this, we need to see another sketch how our OHE would look like. So this is the contact wire, this is the catenary, this is the protection wire, means aerial earth conductor, AEC. I am repeating again so that by the end of the lecture everybody remembers what are the changes. This is the feeder wire. What else? Nothing. So what I have done, I have collected photograph of DFCCIL to have a clear picture how the things would look like. This is the buried earth conductor. Indian Railway is taking 20 mm solid dia. The area would be 238.64 square mm, and it is being laid 300 mm below the earth. This is the arrangement how we are connecting it. Now on the rightmost side picture, you are able to see how the aerial earth conductor is being laid and the feeder wire. So there are some more questions on the chat box. What is the infrastructure in bullet train? Bullet train is a greenfield project, and whatever we need, we can have. It will be having compounded catenary with stitch catenary system with ASNS, automatic switch neutral section, and so many new features. Then another question, sir, do we require a tensile strength resistance survey on old aged OHE before conversion? Yes, of course. Without survey, if you go ahead, सारी OHE हमारे हाथ में टूट के गिर जाएगी. Is there a structure bond? Then why AAC? It's a good question. Basically, as per the standards, we know touch potential, step potential, all these, and AEC and BEC is mandatory. And I do agree double jumper is always beneficial as the case of catenary breakage near joints. देखिए डबल जंपर का एडवांटेज बता रहे हैं, बट हम साइज चेंज कर रहे हैं 105 to 160, so there won't be any need. कॉन्टेक्ट डाया का टॉलरेंस कुछ है, बट अगेन डिजाइन इशू आई विल टेक लेटर. Change in design for current collection of pantograph. Again, today we are focusing our discussion on OHE. Otherwise, there are pantograph, high-speed pantograph. Their construction is different. Their current capacity is different. So, this design detail of pantograph we are not going to discuss today. In place of again one more question, in place of replacing the existing G jumper, one more additional G jumper of 105 square may be provided. देखिए 105 स्क्वायर mm का यदि डबल जंपर तो आजकल हम लोग पहले से ही लगा दिए हैं. 10160 की जो करंट, अर्लियर द रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ करंट वाज वेरी लेस. नाउ द ट्रेन हैज इंक्रीज ऑन द सेम ओवरहेड इक्विपमेंट. सो जो हमारा डिजाइन था 105 स्क्वायर mm का था, उसमें जहां जहां प्रॉब्लम आई करंट की, ओवरलैप में हमने क्या किया है, डबल जंपर लगा दिए हैं. तो जिन लोकेशन पे डबल जंपर लगे हैं गुड इनफ, जहां पर नहीं लगे हैं उसको आप चेंज करेंगे. विल दिस सिस्टम कॉज एक्स्ट्रा लोड ऑन PSI? या PSI पे तो लोड पड़ेगा, और PSI तो कंप्लीट चेंज होगा. कैसे होगा, दैट वी विल डिस्कस ऑन आवर सेकेंड पार्ट. इम्पैक्ट ऑन बेरिंग. सो आई बिलीव ऑल क्वेश्चंस आई हैव टेकन. एट व्हाट डिस्टेंस जंपर रिक्वायर्ड बिटवीन feeder and OHE? Again, drawings में these are available. Okay, so going ahead with the presentation, this is the arrangement of on bridges and platform coping. You know, platform is designed like this, So this portion is known as scoping and it takes care of all the cables and जब हम फुटप्लेट करते हैं तो कैटल बकरी को भी देखते हैं वो कोपिंग में अपने आप को इट सेव्स। तो वहाँ पर इस तरीके से हम लेके जाएंगे। और फीडर में भी जहाँ पर लेस क्लियरेंस जहाँ दिक्कत होगी वहाँ पर केबल का अरेंजमेंट भी आरडीएसओ ने शेयर किया है। Another question has come up. We can avoid flattened surface due to wear of contact wire if we provide rolling arrangement on the pantograph PEM. Rolling arrangement में current collection will not be so proper, तो possible नहीं है। Again the question has come for 250 km/h, but we are discussing for 160. Maybe in future sometimes we can discuss ki what are the changes for 250 and how the OHE looks like. Let us come and understand what more changes are required. Right now some 700 officials have joined and my system is also getting little slow, so just wait. As the PPT changes, I'll go ahead. So till here we have seen. Next I am going. Okay, the animation is not working now. Anyway, we know what is point of takeoff and take on, and new takeoff and take on will be 720 to 750 millimeter. Next, this shown in the still photography as well. So this is the point of takeoff, and earlier it used to be 650 to 720. And at the turnout and crossover, the height of the turnout wire, normally the height of the turnout wire is kept little higher, and it was earlier 50 mm, and it going to be 50 to 60 mm because of the high speed. The push of the pantograph will be higher. So these were the proposed changes of overhead equipment, and now this is time to look